Moving on, it's been over 2 weeks since the battle against the Hamas militants by Israel began, and in the latest, aid has now been finally delivered to Gaza, as the Rafah border crossing between Egypt and Israel was opened for a brief period. Around 20 trucks carrying humanitarian aid were able to enter Gaza, and the Rafah crossing has now again been closed. Around 200 trucks are said to be stranded near the crossing since the war broke out. In another positive development, Hamas has released an American mother and daughter duo who were being held captive, and the release has been reportedly secured through Qatar's mediation efforts, while the Israeli Defense Forces claim that its military pressure secured their release. The White House says that the U.S. was quote-unquote very much involved in the release, and President Joe Biden has spoken to the two released Americans. Speaking about the likely ground offensive, as per Israel's economy minister, the military has given the green light to launch a ground invasion, and the minister stressed that the primary goal of the ground operation is to eliminate Hamas off the map. However, the U.S. and its allies have been urging Israel to be strategic and clear about its goals on the ground invasion of Gaza. They have warned against a prolonged occupation and have stressed on avoiding civilian casualties. Now, this was done as part of private discussions of Western defense officials with their Israeli counterparts. Israeli warplanes continued to attack many Hamas targets throughout the Gaza Strip overnight. The targets included the operational headquarters, anti-tank launchers, as well as other infrastructures of the Hamas group. Now, in addition, the IDF attacked observation, anti-aircraft and sniping positions of Hamas located inside high-rise buildings. Meanwhile, a Gaza hospital says that it faces imminent threat of an airstrike from the Israeli army. The administration of Al-Quds Hospital in Gaza says that the Israeli army has contacted them demanding the immediate evacuation of the hospital in preparation for a nighttime airstrike. On the international front, Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan has called on Israel to stop its attacks on Gaza. Erdogan said that Israeli attacks amount to a genocide, and he has also urged governments worldwide to work for a humanitarian ceasefire in the region. Meanwhile, tensions continue to rise on other front of Israel-Lebanon border, and more than 4,200 people have been displaced from villages in South Lebanon by clashes on the border with Israel. According to local officials, the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah and allied Palestinian groups in Lebanon have launched daily missile strikes on northern Israel since the outbreak of the Israel-Hamas war. Now, while Israel has responded by shelling border areas in South Lebanon, so far the clashes have killed at least 22 people in Lebanon, 4 of them civilians. In other updates, evacuation efforts by various nations also continue. A plane from Israel that has landed in Tokyo with 60 Japanese nationals and 18 South Koreans.